Hello and welcome to CTE 4260, and this is Module 6, Introduction and Instructions. And I'm already sharing my screen, and I am in the module, and the suggested week of completing this module is October 13th through 19th, and this goes into academic core integration. The photo I'm sharing is one I took a couple years ago, looking back toward the Boise foothills, toward downtown Boise, on the south side of the Boise airport, near sundown, right after we had one of our first snow, one of the first snows of the year, and the foothills had snow up on the mountains, and just a pretty picture at sunset. So you're watching the introduction and instructions now. Then we go into the outline and things to consider. And this goes into academic standards and integrating academic standards with CTE. The first part goes over the national standards initiatives, Common Core state standards, and that was something that was being headlined about a decade ago. And those were approved by many of the states. And I've got a short video here that talks about the Common Core state standards. The next thing is next generation science standards. And that also about 10, 15 years ago, next generation science standards started to come onto the scene. And many of the science standards at the state level, also that science teachers will find in textbooks, are aligned with this next generation science standards. And I also have a short video for you to watch. Well, then the final thing on national standards is national curriculum standards for the social studies. I didn't find anything specific on social studies, but do have a short video on aligning social studies with standards. Then the authors go into state standards, and I have provided a web link to the Idaho Department of Education's content standards for Idaho. And then the third thing is the academic core in CTE and a website from ACTE on the integration of academics and career and technical education. And then I've got an article that I put up from the Techniques magazine from last November and December on integration strategies. And the authors of the textbook broke integration strategies down by collaborating with core academic instructors. They use math and CTE as an example. Then they go into ACTE, CTE, learn training, and then they talk about other online materials. And then I found this diagram on the new 21st century secondary CTE and the basic elements for CTE. And this can serve as a curriculum guide as we create, as we design, develop, and implement CTE curriculum. So we'll go back to the home page for Module 6. And then there is the quiz to complete. You'll come to here and then click on Take the Quiz. And if anyone is having any problems accessing the quiz, or if the quiz is not saving your responses, please let me know. We had some issues over the summer where students would enter a response, but then it would show up without a response. Part of it is, I think, is which web browser you're working with. Chrome, and I use Firefox, but Chrome seems to be the best when using Canvas or the University of Idaho Canvas system. And the final thing is to post your reflective commentary. And I've already posted mine. And as mentioned earlier, the suggested completion date is around October 19th. So we're getting into the middle, now toward the late portions of October. And then here's the link to go on to Module 7, which will be employability skills. And that concludes the introduction and instructions for Module 6 for CTE 4260, Occupational Analysis and Curriculum Development. As always, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to let me know. Take care.